On August 26, 2018, a regional Madden NFL tournament was underway at the gaming venue Good Luck Have Fun in Jacksonville, Florida. More than 150 players and spectators packed the small space, while thousands more watched online through a Twitch livestream. What began as a normal esports competition suddenly turned into one of the darkest moments in gaming history. At approximately 1:30 in the afternoon, gunfire erupted inside the venue. Just moments before the attack began, the livestream camera switched to gameplay footage, but viewers around the world could still hear the shots echoing through the room. Panic spread instantly. Competitors abandoned their controllers and dove beneath tables while others desperately searched for exits. The cramped venue made escape difficult, with cables, equipment, and tightly packed seating blocking pathways. A nearby firefighters' union training exercise happened to be taking place only minutes away. Emergency responders reached the scene almost immediately after the first 911 call and began treating wounded victims outside the building. However, because the attacker was believed to still be inside, they could not safely enter without police support. Officers arrived shortly afterward and cleared the building room by room. Inside, they discovered 3 bodies. 2 belonged to tournament competitors Elijah Clayton, age 22, and Taylor Robertson, age 27. The third was the gunman himself, who had taken his own life after the shooting. Investigators soon identified the attacker as 24-year-old David Katz, a professional Madden player who had participated in the same tournament only minutes earlier. The revelation shocked both the esports community and law enforcement. As authorities dug deeper into his background, they uncovered years of severe personal and psychological struggles. David grew up in what appeared to be a stable household. His father worked as a NASA engineer, while his mother was employed as a toxicologist for the Food and Drug Administration. But from an early age, David reportedly experienced serious mental health issues. Disagreements over his treatment created major conflict between his parents and eventually contributed to their divorce when he was still a teenager. After the separation, David became increasingly isolated. He spent long periods alone in his room, skipped school frequently, and avoided social interaction almost entirely. Competitive gaming became his primary focus and eventually his career, but his emotional state continued deteriorating. He received psychiatric treatment, was prescribed medication, and spent time in mental health facilities more than once. His relationship with his mother was also deeply strained. In one handwritten letter to a judge, David requested to live with his father instead, describing constant arguments and claiming he felt trapped and miserable at home. The combination of isolation, resentment, and untreated emotional instability appeared to follow him into adulthood. Within the competitive Madden scene, David was known for being distant and difficult to get along with. His rivalry with fellow player Elijah Clayton became especially hostile over time. Tensions worsened after Elijah publicly shared one of David's strategy guides online, something David reportedly took personally. Everything finally erupted during the Jacksonville tournament. After losing a match, David left the venue, retrieved firearms from his vehicle, and returned minutes later. Witnesses later stated that Elijah appeared to be his main target. During the live stream, viewers even noticed a laser sight aimed toward Elijah seconds before the attack began. In addition to the 2 fatalities, 10 other people were injured during the shooting. Fortunately, all survived. Far away from the world of esports, another live stream would later play a completely different role, one that ultimately helped save a life. Katmai National Park in Alaska operates a network of wildlife cameras that stream live footage of brown bears roaming the wilderness. Thousands of people watch these feeds online to observe nature in real time, especially during salmon season when bears gather near rivers to feed before hibernation. In September 2023, one of those cameras unexpectedly captured a desperate cry for help. On September 5th, a camera overlooking Dumpling Mountain showed a lone man emerging through thick fog. He appeared exhausted, soaked from the weather, and barely able to walk steadily. The hiker had most likely become lost after conditions rapidly worsened on the mountain. Struggling against freezing wind and rain, he approached the camera and attempted to speak into its microphone. The audio was difficult to understand because of the storm, but viewers managed to recognize a single crucial word: help. Those watching immediately contacted explore.org, the organization operating the live stream. A rescue mission was launched almost at once. The situation was astonishingly fortunate. The hiker somehow noticed the camera despite near-zero visibility, and at that exact moment, there happened to be viewers actively watching the otherwise quiet live stream. Had nobody been online, the outcome might have been fatal. The man faced several deadly dangers simultaneously. Temperatures near freezing combined with soaking wet clothing dramatically increased the risk of hypothermia. The mountain terrain itself was steep, slippery, and dangerous in heavy fog. A single fall could have sent him down a rocky slope with no possibility of rescue. Even more concerning was the wildlife. Katmai contains one of the densest brown bear populations in the world. During this time of year, the animals enter a feeding phase known as hyperphagia, aggressively consuming as much food as possible before winter hibernation. Wandering lost through bear territory and poor visibility created an extremely dangerous situation. Thankfully, rescue teams reached the area within hours and safely recovered the stranded hiker. Another live stream with a tragic ending unfolded on May 18, 2023, in Charlotte, North Carolina. 30-year-old construction worker DeMonte Sherry began streaming live on Facebook shortly after a massive fire trapped him inside a building under construction. What started as a normal workday quickly spiraled into disaster after insulation materials ignited on a lower floor. Because much of the structure's wooden frame remained exposed, the flames spread with terrifying speed. Thick black smoke engulfed the building, while temperatures climbed to extreme levels. Many workers escaped early, and firefighters managed to rescue several others, but DeMonte and co-worker Reuben Holmes became trapped on an upper floor. The stairways below them were completely blocked by smoke and fire. With visibility nearly gone and no safe escape route remaining, DeMonte used his phone to livestream what he feared could be his final moments. During the stream, he repeatedly called for help while smoke filled the surrounding area. Viewers watched helplessly as conditions worsened around him. Firefighters desperately attempted to reach the trapped workers, but the intensity of the blaze made rescue impossible. Hours later, the building collapsed. Both DeMonte Sherry and Reuben Holmes lost their lives in the disaster. Later investigations found serious fire safety failures connected to the construction site, leading to criticism over how preventable the tragedy may have been. One final livestream incident occurred in Jackson, Michigan, on November 22, 2016. 19-year-old Anthony Giglia appeared live on Facebook visibly intoxicated and emotionally unstable. Throughout the broadcast, he waved a handgun around while ranting incoherently and making violent threats. Much of his anger seemed directed toward his younger brother, Noah, following ongoing family conflict. At first, viewers may have assumed the threats were empty words. Unfortunately, the situation escalated far beyond that. Still streaming live, Anthony traveled to the home where Noah was staying and fired a shot into the house. The bullet missed Noah entirely. Instead, it passed through a basement door and struck 26-year-old Brittany Southwell, who was holding her 7-month-old child at the time. Brittany suffered catastrophic injuries and later died at the hospital. Anthony was arrested soon afterward. During questioning, investigators noted his disturbing lack of remorse. Rather than expressing regret, he made reckless statements about the shooting and behaved aggressively throughout the interrogation. In 2018, Anthony Giglia was convicted for the murder of Brittany Southwell and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. These incidents reveal the unsettling nature of live streams. Unlike edited videos, live streams unfold in real time with no warning and no ability to pause or cut away. Sometimes they capture acts of violence and tragedy. Other times, they become unexpected lifelines that connect desperate people to the outside world at exactly the right moment.